Alright, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Winter Finals Episode 1. We just finished Episode 0 here, where we were talking about the format and doing a drawing to determine our maps and variants here. So please ignore my scoreboard for a moment. I need to update it. But we're going to have Olive versus QQ here in a best of 5. And our map and variants were decided to be Hagro Pass, which is number 6, and Cumulative Bands, which is B. So we got 6B down here. And I might, while I'm waiting on QQ to join, maybe I can very quickly do a down and dirty band list. Let me see. Oh, we're getting somewhere here. This might not be the the prettiest thing. But it'll do. I hope everybody's doing well. It was a lot of fun doing the drawings. Okay, so they should. I think we're just waiting for QQ to join up in the lobby, and we need band choices here. So we're playing on a map called Hagro Pass, where both players start with a wolf and an owl warren ready to go. There's machine guns and barbed wire on the map already, and the players both get to decide on one unit to ban for the opponent every single game. So, I need to make sure my controller's working. Hey, here we go. We have our contestants here. I just see the bans, but it looks like P-Boop is typing those out right now. So, give us 1 second here. Okay, we will get this underway. It was a lot of fun doing the drawings. Okay. Bans for each players are ferrets and lizards, and moles, of course, are banned as well, so I go ahead and add those here. Part of the map variant. QQ banned ferrets, and Olive banned lizards. Okay. So this means that the opponent can't use those units. That might be a little confusing. Okay, so Olive has made a deck. Oh, I got it backwards, they said. So, QQ can't use ferrets. Hang on. Okay, yeah, I got that backwards. Okay, so that's why I'm not doing a delay. Thanks for you, Bo. Good to hear from you, man. We need to catch up. It's been a while. Glad to see you still around. So QQ cannot use moles and ferrets, and Olive cannot use moles or lizards. Premium Bow has been around a lot in the background, did a ton for the tournament prep, both this season and last. In the bottom, we have UrbaneOlive, and in the top right, QQ. Man, this map is so enormous. I love this background. Premium Bow made all these custom maps, by the way. Or also, he updated custom maps that were kind of existing, but from previous patches, just to make sure there wouldn't be any desync issues. So Olive goes ahead and decides to sell the Ferret Warren. Interesting. And this is really fun because these players haven't really had the opportunity to see any games on these maps or really practice these maps. That's the disadvantage that they have kind of coming into this literally right after we declared the rules in the format. So, yeah, both players going ahead and selling off that Ferret Warren, as Silica mentioned in the chat earlier. Sorry if I got your name wrong. The Fox Warren is going to be difficult to control if you can't micro it, right? So might as well just sell that. And look at this. We're having an 8-farm owl for both players. So Owls are going to be up very, very early in this game, and those Owls can get to work starting to clear off some of these defenses if you choose to. Now, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? These defenses can protect you if the opponent is coming in for a rush, but they can also be a pain to your own units trying to rally. So I think at least trying to clear out these front defenses makes a lot of sense, because you don't want your lizards and squirrels and what have you to be getting ripped apart as they're rallying across the map. Yeah, no testing, no prep. Yeah, exactly, gentlemen. And so yeah, this is really fun. Falcons on the way for Olive. Meanwhile, QQ going up to Skunks. I think Skunks makes sense. The Skunk Owl combo is very potent, and the Falcons kind of deal nicely with both those units. Speaking of which, we have some pretty similar deck choices here, at least I guess in the Squirrel Falcon Owl. I think the Owl does make a lot of sense, since you have that Owl Warren off the bat. It allows you to control it. This will eventually work, actually. So I don't know if it was intentional from Olive, but really good Owl placement here. As the mice spawn, they're just going to run right into that defense and eventually take it out. We have a little bit of lag, which I hope clears up. I really hope we don't lag out, because that is a pain in tooth to tail. Okay, the lag passed. Okay, good. Unfortunately, we don't have any like restore from replay kind of features. So Olive getting to work on removing these first couple turrets. I think, I don't know, it's tough, right? Like, when do you remove the defense versus when do you keep it? And I really do like having the Owl at the beginning here, as it kind of gives you a tool to like carve through the defense on the map and decide which MGs and which wires you want to keep. I love this mine placement here from QQ, right down the center. So if Olive just tries to advance down the obvious path, he's going to get very punished for it. Would be cool to maybe see some balloons come up for Olive. This does seem like you could be a real big pain by putting a bunch of balloons here in the center. We'll decide if the players want to go that choice. So for the time being, Olive is just macroing up super hard. Going to get to 16 farms on that second base already. And yeah, we just have to let this game evolve a little bit and see where the players decide to go. How much scouting has really been done from both sides? QQ has done a good job of understanding what Olive's economic situation is, but hasn't really gotten a deep dive in all the way on the opponent. Meanwhile, looks like Olive has gotten a little bit further down, and yeah, this is what I was talking about. These balloons right here could be quite effective if they get set up properly. Even the MGs here from Olive to try to reinforce this position. You can set these balloons up. Since these third bases are so close to each other, you can Olive can eventually kind of creep his balloons over this way, secure this third base, and then utilize the balloons and MGs around here on the high ground to both defend his third base and then also as a staging point to attack his opponent's main source of income. 4 Owls on the way here for QQ. Meanwhile, Olive also doing a big Owl explosion, going up to 3 of his own, and also heading up on the Falcon count. And that's one thing that QQ is really skimping on. Actually, right now, QQ just decides to sell off the vast majority of the army here, getting rid of the Skunks to pay for these big juicy Owls when the burrows have finished completion, and they are demanding 180 food each. That is 540 food required for QQ to pull this off. Yes, I did math on stream. So I like this economic management. I mean, QQ is a very good RTS player. He streams a lot of StarCraft on twitch.tv/TickleBandit. He's actually streaming his games right now, so if you're curious for QQ's point of view, that is available if you're live watching this on Twitch. His stream's always a lot of fun. So more Owls are on the way. Olive going up to 5. QQ has these all bought and paid for and is starting to get the Falcons involved in the composition. I would like to see the Skunks and Pigeons. Really everything from QQ looks great. At least that the core 4 that he's got. You know, the mines and the squirrels are going to fall off as this game goes further and further. But the other units are all incredibly relevant. In fact, I think QQ will be putting together a better late-game army composition. Chameleons are great, but Chameleons are kind of a mid-game unit. I mean, yeah, they scale well into the late game, but they're not going to scale as well as a Falcon or an Owl. And yeah, I really like chameleons. I think they're very strong units, but I think they're mid-game units for the most part, so we probably won't see Olive even bother building cams, which means QQ is going to have Olive's army comp plus skunks plus pigeons at his disposal. These mines could even be a factor too. I mean, they are pretty cheap. And now that we've got these big booming economies going, you know, using the mines to kind of blow up your opponent's mice. I mean, now especially that the mice spawn has been changed in this patch, I think it's a little bit slower. Yeah, right there, all of Olive's mice get kind of softened up by the mines. And the QQ is able to charge forward. Now, QQ is also very ahead on economy. He was able to get up to third base eco very, very quickly. There has been a long time. I mean, I can't believe this game's already almost 12 minutes long. It's very long for a Tooth and Tail game. I expect we're going to have long matches in general on this map. I also expect to see some owl bans next game. I would love to see that from both sides, actually. But Olive never kind of finished his grand plan here of securing this area, moving up the defenses, or at least the plan that I projected onto him. Instead, he kind of macroed up at a reasonable pace. But now, QQ is starting to get a little bit better, faster, stronger here, since he invested in economy earlier and then started the unit production later. Like, Olive did get the Falcons count up and going faster, but they were just kind of sitting there doing nothing for a long time. And during that time, QQ was amassing his third base. Now, one potential problem for QQ is that he did not leave a starvation farm. There's also no campfires on the map. So if Olive can actually hold out, in the end, Olive might actually win this game from taking this third base slower. I mean, QQ is starved in less than 5 minutes. If Olive just holds on, I don't know if Olive realizes this, but if I'm Olive right now, you know, spam the balloons, spam the MGs, and just hunker down. But let's see, QQ's gonna go in for it. QQ with the superior Falcon numbers, and that's a lot of times what it can come down to in this late game. It does depend on the Falcon AI a little bit, though. If your Falcons are not really doing a good job at targeting the opponents, but look at all these extra mice here from QQ starting to get onto the sweet, sweet bacon of his opponent. And overall, I'd say that was a victory for QQ, but it wasn't completely game-busting just yet. This next attack probably will be. Keep in mind, the second base has fouled out. And one thing I neglected to mention is that QQ actually took this more forward base as his natural and took this as the third. So this is the easier base to defend, and this is one he's going to have to worry about longer. That was really smart from QQ, and I'm kind of disappointed myself I didn't catch that earlier, because that was a really interesting decision that he made. That's going to make him a little bit harder to attack as this game moves on. Olive's economy is very far behind, as QQ is pulling up to almost double Falcons. He should be able to win, and that's going to be it. Olive taps out, and we're going to move on to game number 2. Okay, so QQ wins match 1, and the players need to add more bans. Let's see here. Okay. So, yeah, both sides banned Owl. I knew it. Alright. Yeah, that makes sense. So I wonder if we're going to see them favor the Fox this time around. Although it is a very difficult map for the Fox, with all that defense already kind of there. sorry, I think the players are waiting on me, kind of coordinating with everybody. And okay. We are ready to go into the next game here. I've given the champions, the players, the go-ahead. So no owls this time. Curious if anybody's gonna pick up Fox. It doesn't look like Olive has decided to go Fox. QQ still deciding what they want to do here. So the players are thinking about it. There we go. QQ is ready to roll. Let's see what they come up with. QQ is opting for the Fox in his combo. Okay, in the bottom we've got Olive, and in the top right, QQ. And no owls allowed this time. So, look at this. Olive is just going to sell off that Fox Warren and say, no thank you. QQ actually did not go for the Fox either. Hasn't sold the Warren yet. Thinking about it, no. Now he's going to keep it. It's going to show us how he can esports with the Rally All command and the Fox. Did he pay for... I think he must have paid for the Fox because he sold that Owl Warren, which got him 180 food. So QQ is going to open up with a 4 or 5 farm Fox here and show us how it's done. Without Fox on the unit thing. I have never seen this in Tooth and Tail. I've been casting this game. I sound like such a boomer. I've been casting this game for over 4 years now. I've casted thousands of matches. I've never seen somebody controlling a Fox without the Fox being in their deck. But here we go. The quick Fox might get QQ a quick victory. This is big brain plays. He kind of knows the layout a little bit. He should be able to dodge around some of these machine guns at least. And units will heal up a little bit out and about as long as they're not attacking. And this is devastation here for Olive. Look at this 4-farm Fox just in the game. Olive is gonna have to tap. He's not happy about it. Oh, the map timer does not start at 1. I was gonna say, yeah, last game I looked at that and I was like, has it really been 12 minutes already? So yeah, sometimes with these custom maps, the map timer can get a little bit wonky. So that's gonna be game. Olive is sticking it out for now. But man, what do you even do against that? That is like a real threat on this map, huh? Just 4-farm Fox right at the beginning. I mean, I guess MGs, right? Throw down a couple MGs to zone it out. But then, I mean, hey, to be fair, you get your own Fox too, you know. Olive decided to sell his Fox, assuming QQ would do the same. But no, QQ piloted that Fox to victory. Starts at 45 seconds for no reason, says Boob. Thank you. Okay, another QQ victory here, but Olive can still come back. Don't forget about the bans. And so that's another point on the board for QQ. Okay, so look at this. Premium bow. Everybody's so on top of it. Alright, no Falcons for QQ. No mines for Olive. This is a well-oiled machine here. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Man, that Fox play last game. That was awesome. No, no moles, QQ. I'm gonna go into his stream and yell at him. Oh, look at that. Heartseed's already in there yelling at him. Okay. Oh, now QQ is just being a bastard. I don't think that's a legal deck, QQ. You get an F- on that one. Okay, so he's thinking about it, I like this deck. I like the Squirrel Toad Cam. That's a nice big punch you in the face composition. Are these decks legal? Well, QQ is deciding how he wants to do this here. I mean, is this where QQ is going to win the series, or is this where Olive starts the comeback? Here we go. We're hopping into the game. In the bottom, we've got Olive. And spawning up top, we've got QQ. All right, so I'm going to keep a close eye. QQ sold that Owl Warren immediately. And UrbaneOlive sold the Owl Warren as well. So both players going to do that Fox opening again. But no, Olive sells the Fox too. But this time around, Olive's got machine guns. So I would actually put the machine gun more, I think just one, like right here in the center of this pass would do it. But the way that Olive's got it set up will be fine too. And he's going to go ahead and take this forward expansion. Meanwhile, QQ actually, after he sees the turrets, he goes ahead and sells the Fox Warren and goes straight into the Wolf. So Olive's going to be behind on the Wolf, but now Olive knows what's going on, so now Olive should be able to go home, sell off these turrets, realizes that they don't need them anymore. And what is Olive's response going to be from here? A Wolf of their own? Are we going to see the straight-up Wolf Badger? That would be pretty cool to see, just right out the gate. But no, Olive's just going to use that extra money to invest in economy. QQ doing the same thing, but QQ is going to get this really fast Wolf, which is going to be a great economic boon at the very least for him. Be able to just sit here and buff up the pigs, make them work faster, and yeah. So let's see where the game takes us. So Premium Boat, I was talking to gents behind the scene, and I think what I'm gonna do is wait till we have a couple more rounds done rather than streaming tomorrow morning. And hopefully if anybody else gets their round one done tomorrow, I can do a stream on Sunday. You know what I mean? Like maybe package a few of them together. So QQ's building a lot of tier 1 Warrens over here on the side, trying to be sneaky, but Olive does scout it out. So yeah, I'm hoping we can do a stream on Sunday for the next episode, and we've got a few matches to go over there, but it'll just depend on if players can actually play their matches quickly. So Wolf Badger on the way. Another, this was a very smart move from QQ. He sold off all that tier 1 right after Olive scouted it. So Olive is still under the impression that QQ is building a bunch of squirrels right now, where in fact he is going for the Badger. And this Wolf Badger is going to be deadly. I mean, we did see a Wolf plus tier 3 nerf on this patch, but I still think the combo will be pretty strong, especially with the tier 1 retaining the buff for so long. I mean, the buffed up squirrels really help. But QQ kind of sending mixed signals here as he builds this Artie, which is a bit of a defensive maneuver. However, moving across the map with these squirrels are taking just so much damage from the turrets, from the wire, on the way over. So QQ does not get much done with that attack. Gonna have to go home, but really what QQ's trying to do is get this Badger up and running. Badger finally got paid for by QQ. Olive's Badger is a little bit behind, but it's not as behind as it could be. I think QQ's Badger was supply blocked for a minute there. I could be wrong. But the Wolf is out for Olive. And it's buffing a couple of the pigs, but really he'd want this Wolf to be kind of standing by itself and not by the units here next to the pigs. Actually, instead, going to use the Wolf to get this Badger out faster. That is very smart, since he knows the Badger is behind. Actually, does he know that? No, he's never done the follow-up scout, but regardless, it works out quite nicely in this situation. Kind of level the playing fields. Where's the Badger from QQ? Okay, so by the time the Badger for QQ gets over to Olive, Olive should have their own Badger up and running. And the Falcons here are going to help out a lot. So is the high ground, since QQ doesn't have any flying units. Okay, sweet. Deadline is middle of next week, so most likely we'll have some matches to cast Sunday. Yeah, what I'm hoping to do is all the players who can get their matches played anytime tomorrow or like early Sunday, you know, and then like Sunday afternoon. Maybe early enough to where the European folks don't have to stay up all night to watch. Maybe like 1 or 2 p.m. my time, CST. We'll do the next episode on whatever early birds get their matches knocked out. Okay, Olive is gonna move in. It does have the Speared Falcon numbers, but his Badger gets eliminated very quickly. The Badger is still here for QQ, still has the Wolf buff, but is gonna pull back for now. I think that was a nice victory there for QQ. Olive hasn't taken critical damage yet. This flock of Falcons is pretty threatening. He's starting to get up to like a critical number, but Olive needs to be very careful not to fall behind economically. That's how Olive lost in game number 1. So I'd like to see him be a little bit more proactive on this third base here. Even moving the Wolf over to buff up the second base pigs, that's nice. Good micro move here from Olive. But QQ is looking for blood. He's got a very strong army put together. A lot of tier 1 on the front lines to soak up damage. He's got double Wolf, double Badger, but needs to find that right engagement. Doesn't decide now is the time. Is going to wait for a minute. And looking closer at QQ's deck, I mean, it's pretty bare bones as far as, you know, no tier 2 here. So he's got the defense to work with, and then the Wolf Badger plus the tier 1. Oh, one Wolf falling down, but the Badger falls as well for Olive. This pack of Falcons here is getting very threatening. If I was Olive, I'd maybe consider selling off my squirrels for more Badgers, but no, decides, you know what, screw it. I'm not going to use tier 3. He's just going to rely on Wolf Falcon, and this is really smart. If he gets some good target fire, these Falcons will be able to DPS down the Badgers very, very quickly. The Badgers don't have pigeons to help heal them here, which is a pretty big deal. Yeah, Wolf Falcon is definitely good. And a little bit of lag, but I think we're going to get through it. I believe. We need your energy, chat. All right, there we go. We made it. QQ trying to get what value you can out of this tier 1. Still a lot of tier 1 here. Which makes sense, because if he gets lucky or if Olive's a little bit sloppy with the Falcon targeting, they could waste a significant amount of DPS on that tier 1. Oh, both players moving out at the same time. Olive is going to come back to defend QQ. Already getting a lot of economic damage done before this skirmish even happens. Even eliminating that base. So Olive really needs to clear this army to get back into it. Olive, no, be confident. You got this. You've got so many units here. The artillery is going to shell down the Wolf eventually. But the Falcons in the air should be able to target down this Badger. It gets so low, the armies are going to swap. And Olive is going to try to make it out of here with this Wolf. It's not going to happen, though. And both players' armies decimated there. But this does favor QQ as he has the baseline tier 1s to continue to reinforce with. He's also got a lot of defense. His defense setup was very nice to deflect an incoming attack here, taking shell and turret damage from multiple angles. And look at this, QQ's already got another fighting force ready to roll. Olive knows that he needs some tier 1 here. He needs to just get boots on the ground. But QQ has such an economic advantage at this point. I think the big story there was QQ before the engagement knocked out the third, right? And then, yeah, Olive traded blows, but didn't quite do it as cost effectively. I think Olive needed to clear the army before QQ got back to his defense. And then Olive did get some damage done on one of QQ's bases, but not the important base. And that is going to be it. QQ takes the series in a 3-0 victory. That was a lot of fun. So thanks, everybody. QQ, Olive, and Premium Bow, all super on point there. I think that went very, very swimmingly.